taking things seriously when it comes to mobile. That is why I've been, posted that. So without further delay, let's jump into this ecosystem. It will be good for the basic level of users. The next 5 minutes, what we will spend in the ecosystem. And OEMs, the original equipment manufacturers. I think Samsung surpassed Nokia and become the top OEM in the mobiles, I think last year. Apple also sells mobiles. So these are original equipment manufacturers: Nokia, ZTE, BlackBerry, Huawei, HTC. ZTE and Huawei, they are also selling a lot of mobiles in China. So like if you, I probably ZTE will be the around fourth largest mobile phone OEM. Motorola, Sony, Toshiba, Lenovo, Seagam, JCB, etc. And the network equipment manufacturers: Ericsson, Nokia, Siemens Network, and Huawei, Juniper. Like they give the back end, the network equipments. And chipset and board vendors: ST, Ericsson, Qualcomm. I think Qualcomm Snapdragon processor is the best processor in my views. MTK, M-Star, the MediaTek is the MTK. They sell a lot of mobiles too. Basically they sell the platforms, and people, OEMs buy that and integrate it. Broadcom, Atheros, NVIDIA, GPUs. I think NVIDIA Tehra is one of the best, their flagship GPU. And Intel, Texas Instruments, Freescale, etc. So service providers, for example, the back end of your mobile phone: 3, Vodafone, Airtel, MTN, Singtel, Telstra. Singtel is Singapore and Telstra is Australia, and AT&T probably US. MTN is South Africa. So mobile operating systems, as far as mobile operating systems, I think Android is the most number of devices activated in Android. Recently I heard around 79% of the devices, smartphone devices, run Android. And then iOS, I think iOS has been a little bit down, I heard. So I think the latest announcement is iPhone 5C for cheaper, a little bit cheaper. They are going to sell 5C. And Windows Phone, actually it is coming up very well, because Nokia Lumia, as many people started loving it. And it's going to be one study says in 2015, almost 15% of the smartphones will be running Windows operating system, Windows 8 probably, but it's a little bit over exaggerated info, but still I feel that they'll cover a decent amount of market in the coming years, because since Nokia has taken up that one. Java, meaning that Java users, still there is a huge market for Java phones. The low-end phones is already available with us. And BB, it's almost dead. Symbian is dead, because Nokia didn't release any Symbian phone for the past 8-9 months, I think. Bada is, I think, already deprecated. Samsung Wave came in Bada. 2 devices they released. After that, it's deprecated. WebOS, I think the WebOS is a Palm OS, which is I used to make applications during 2002-3. It became Palm OS became WebOS. HP bought them and then I think probably LG will be purchasing. There is some speculations in the market, purchasing them and then selling devices on that. Jola is another operating system that is probably the Migo, Nokia's deprecated Migo. Nokia deprecated Migo not because the Migo doesn't have potential. They wanted to focus on Windows Phone, so they deprecated it. So, but in a Finnish company took that, and they're probably making the phones in Jola OS. And then Ubuntu Edge, they are planning to create a mobile, but they created an Indiegogo campaign, but unfortunately they did not get the funding. Probably they may be getting, and I wanted to see some Ubuntu Edge devices in the near future. And Firefox OS, it's a different approach. It's web is the first web, because like in other operating systems, you see um, you see yeah, I think you see apps first approach, but Firefox OS is like, I hear that it is web first approach, where you all see the web applications around your phone, and a little bit sluggish, but still the phone is really nice. I heard the first phone came out for Firefox OS. App markets developers, basically that is where driving this whole mobile testing, mobile applications making, and all that. Probably WhatsApp, everybody must be having WhatsApp, and Nimbus. Nimbus is also like almost 150 million registered users are there, so it's also huge as compared to WhatsApp, because we may not really showing the plain vanilla SMS, but Nimbus has more options like chat rooms and presence. You can see that people is online or not, like that. And then you have N-World, that is you can send gifts and all that. Real Racing is one of the latest sensation. I've been playing a lot. It's from EA Games, and Runtastic. I use that app. It's a app for if you know, it will record your movements. Like if you are jogging, you can just start that app, and it will how many steps you've been, how many kilometers you've been running. It will tell you. Running with Friends is Zynga's latest hit, and it's also a very good app. Like why I had put it like this is the ecosystem. This part of the ecosystem. App makers or developers make apps. They make apps. They display advertisements. They pay. They get revenues. They make custom applications, and that drives this whole thing. If it is so, because in a 1 million app, total 1 million apps, only 100 apps are displayed as top apps. And how can you really go to the top? And is it really possible to that if you even though you make a great app, is it possible that is there any space left for you to you make somebody, there is no social networking app, so let me make a social networking app, like that? You cannot, because every app idea is been already made. So I have certain thoughts about it, but I will be discussing that in the end. So ad networks, like so that is where the developers get paid for. So for example, you make an app, and it's a great app. You put that into the app market, and at least 1,000 people are using it, but how you get paid really if nobody is really paying you? So this you can display small ad snippets. For example, this downloading another app, or some local store near you, like Ad Near is such kind of ad vendor that you just need to put their code into your SDK. You make an app, and you make a placeholder for that one. So your app, you open your app, AdNear will serve the ad for you, like that. Same, you can Apple have iAds, and Google have AdMob. AdMob is a company, and Google purchased it. You just people know about Google AdSense, how it works and all that. You just take their code, put it, and then it will display the relevant ads, and the user clicks on that. The developer get paid, so the publisher ID gets paid. Same concept works here also. So these are all the companies, some of the companies. Every company individually searchable, and you can search those companies, and then you can get more details. For example, Amubi is a Israel company, and doing very well. And for example, Smarto is very famous in Middle East. The point is, ad publisher. For example, if I am Coca-Cola, then I want to display a new product or new service, something to iPhone 5 users only. If I wanted to do that, then I approach this AdMob or whatever ad agencies, ad companies, ad networks. They will tell me that I have integrated Nimbus or for example, running with friends with me. So I have so they your mobile will send the data to them. So if they you put your code in that, so they will tell you that they will tell the ad publishers that I have 20,000 iPhone users. For example, in Norway, I have 10,000 iPhone users. In Finland, I have 20,000 iPhone 5 users. They say that, then that ad network companies will give the ad. So they will display into the relevant devices. So that's how that whole system works. Ad networks get the ads from the publishers. They talk to the app developers and make them put their code, ad snippet into their code and build the app, and then users download it. They see that ads. That's how it goes. And then with respect to mobile testing, so like we have this mobile test clouds, that something like a Device Anywhere, Perfecto Mobile, Scirocco Cloud. I think I have another mobile test cloud also. So like I've been evaluating that. Let me just, yeah. So C-test have a cloud. So and the Monkey Talk is a open source application, and Monkey Talk have a cloud. It's called the Cloud Monkey. So what is this mobile test clouds is all about? Mobile test clouds are like so if I want to test and because being a developer, I cannot buy hundreds of devices together to make sure that my application is working or not. And I'm not really sure that my application will work on all the devices. So I need to make sure that I install that at least one time, and then whether it is working or not, installing properly or not, I will get to know. So these clouds will integrate live devices, which means real physical devices. Probably they will read the video buffer and display into a Java applet, for example. So if they'll just read the exact mobile. So you subscribe to these services, and they will display you all the mobile phones they are actually connected, and they may be having SIM also. So you click on that device, acquire that device for some time, and then you will run your tests. You install something, uninstall something, you check your features are working. If your application is accessing internet, you can find out. And different networks, for example, different networks, different geolocations, different devices, you can be able to check your mobile applications. So that is why I'm giving introduction to this mobile device clouds. And Nokia RDA, Nokia Remote Device Access, is pioneer in this one. They made a lot of Symbian and S40 phones accessible for users for free. but it's no longer free for these services. I think you need to pay money to these services. And some of the service, for example, Skirako Cloud, they integrated almost all the Japanese devices like Toshiba, Sharp, Device Anywhere may not really be showing Toshiba device, but Skirako Cloud shows. So they, based on different geolocations, you should be really able to select these device clouds, and based on your usage, for example, your app is actually an app for every user, or you are targeting this set of users or limited set of users. Based on that, you can be able to plan your test. And we are still in this mobile handset and application ecosystem. So as I told you before, the app stores play a great role in this, because for example, you did a release and it went to the market, and then people started saying it's just crashing in my device, it's just not working, and the update is bad. If they say that, then it will be really difficult for you. So you can get the exact feedback from different people, and that very moment, after one day of you show up, you uploaded your app, and then you just wait for a day, and you will be able to get the right feedback. Because if it is a new app, if 10 people are actually accessing, and then they will all 10 of them are saying that it's a great app, then giving the 5 stars, then you will really going to feel great about it. Yeah, so Google Play, Apple App Store, Windows Phone Marketplace, BlackBerry Upworld, OV Store, GetJar, you can get a lot of, I think now they're mostly into Android. They're showing up only Android, but the GetJar was a great source for low-end phones. Mobango and Amazon App Store also now coming, because most of the Kindle specific apps are in Amazon, Kindle and Kindle Fire actually. There are mobile test crowdsourcing. There are certain websites where you can crowdsource your mobile application testing. That for hire, you test, Testco, and 99 tests those apps. I think, yeah, I'll just need to it's Testcovery actually, it's not Testco, yeah, testcovery.co. So these websites work like because I have a specific request. I want an SMS application, so I want at least 10 people sending SMS from Telstra network in Australia, because I am a developer sitting in US. So I need to find few people, 10 people, 10 different SIM cards and 10 different devices to be sending these SMSs from my app. So I go to Mob for Hire, or then I create a project, I recruit users, and then they will test that for you. So by doing that in person, I fly to Australia and then buying SIM cards from there, showing proof, and then buying SIM cards for test purpose, and then buy devices. It's a big mess. So this crowdsourcing websites can really save your time. There are hybrid app making tools, because in the case of mobile apps, there is native app and hybrid apps and web apps. Like so, in the native you can have like enterprise apps, like enterprise app or a mobile app, an app which made by the native SDK. For example, if you use Android SDK to make a mobile app, Android app, That is a native app. It can be a mobile app. It can be the app developed by the OEM itself. For example, Samsung Chat On is also a native app. Okay, made by Samsung only. So Nimbus Android is a native app. If we are a company making enterprise apps, it's not going to be public, but it will be used for set of users. For example, IBM, all the IBMers going to get an app. That's an enterprise app. Hybrid apps, you are not really going to use the native SDK, but you still make an app. This Titanium phone app and Sensor Touch is a framework, RH Mobile. You can try out these three hybrid app making tools. Then authorities, the 3GPP, 3GPP2, OMA, Open Mobile Alliance, OHA, Open Handset Alliance, and Wi-Fi Alliance, Bluetooth, SIG, NFC Forum. So everything in there is individually searchable. You can go there and take a look at that. Because our time frame is really short, so we cannot really cover everything. I cannot give a brief introduction of everything. And these are all now the best part, test automation tools. Open source tools, I am listing out almost all the tools now in the market. Some of them open source tools, some of them paid tools, some of them native tools, some of them native means native to that platform only, because RoboTeam can test only Android. Cross-platform, for example, Calabash, it can test Android and iPhone. Appium, Android and iPhone, like that. Okay. So C-Test is a tool, paid tool. MonkeyTalk, again, I think hopefully it's open source. CloudMonkey is paid. Telerik for iOS is free. Android Monkey, once you download and install the Android SDK, you will get Android Monkey UI Automator. It's up to, if you have API level 21, I think UI Automator is there. Frank is only for iPhone, KF iPhone. Anteater, I did not really try that. Touch Test, not tried that, but got it from some PPT. UI automation for iOS, it's there. I tried that, and it's really easy. You perform the scenario, and it will really record it, and then you can save that script, and then you can play it back. Zucchini, not tried. Test Plant, I tried it for some time. Because it's paid, so we didn't really wanted to go for that. There are certain other tools. Selenium WebDriver, I did not really try it out, but I am using Calabash right now. So I am using Calabash to test Android and iPhone. People are writing scripts. I can come back to that a little bit later. Other initiatives like Limo is one of the initiative happened in Korea. A few companies, OEMs, did that, which is like I did not really posted everything there because in my experience, Linaro one is ST Ericsson's initiative when I was working there. Mobile Lion is an enterprise mobility application which I really like it, and mobile antivirus tools are there. Mobile VAS companies are there. Flurry and local analytics. I think Flurry is the analytics tools. Like if you integrate Flurry API, you will get a lot of data. For example, you want to know who are all, if you, for example, you made an app, you posted it into the Google Play, and you want to know who are all your users using Wi-Fi to access your mobile, and who are all in network, who are all in what OS, up to some level of information your Google dashboard, published dashboard itself gives. But if you want more data, that kind of APIs will, if you integrate those APIs, it will support you. So now we are into